All right, so we got a lot of the parts in. Let's just take a look at what we got here. So starting off on this side, I bought a bunch of support beam pieces that are going to be used for the backside for stability. And this isn't all of them. I definitely have more from my own collection, but that'll be a good chunk I'm going to use there. And then tons of Technic pieces, or tons of Technic beams here. Tons of them. Along with a lot of Technic rods, more Technic beams. These are going to be used to attach to the plates. And we just have lots of tiles for the detailing. I'd order a bunch of tiles from Pick-a-Brick. And then here we got all the plates. Got the wedge plates. And then we got tons of plates in here. But yeah, so that is what I ordered. Came out to, I don't remember, a couple hundred, maybe 200 or something. So let's just get the building. Alright guys, so no time lapse for the Technic part of the build, just because it required a bit of trial and error. I didn't have an exact plan for it. All I know is I had I ordered a bunch of beams, and so I was going to use them. But that's what we're looking at here. And it's pretty much the same on all of them. The ones that are taller have just a little bit more support here and there, but it's really sturdy. It's not gonna break. Like, they're really sturdy. All right, everything is built. All the Technic is complete. We just take a look at the back side of this big one right here. This one was the one that required the most amount of work, but it's done. Let's get to building out the details.
All right, just a quick little intermission here. I'm trying to work on a little design to keep everything up for the pathway. So this is what I got going so far. I got some more bricks here for that, but yeah, I'll keep working on this. For now, let's just get back to adding the rest of the tiles on this thing. All right, so it's finally coming together. Here is general look. I still need to fix some missing parts, so I'm just gonna have to dig through my collection and finish that, and then it's going to be time to try and figure out the proper way to slot these things in. So that'll take some time. Once I can figure out the design, it'll be a lot quicker. But yeah, let's see if I can figure it out. All right, so I ended up not using like any of these pieces because I came up with a different design. The whole idea was if I used these, there would be a line of pieces coming down, especially on the larger sections. And then I wouldn't be able to have a proper pathway on the lower ones. So these stands would be blocking the lower section. So this is the design I came up with in the back. It's definitely interesting, but it's really sturdy. Like the pressure kind of holds right there, so it won't, and it connects a little bit through the front. And then I took my pods, I modified them a bit to have like, so that they can slide in. So they just slide in like that. And obviously a minifigure would not be able to walk through there, but that's just the way my build works. I can't remove these sections as they're necessary for the look. But yeah, they just slot in, requires some minor modifications, and they hold pretty well. And I would love to put some detailing in the back, but for now I'm just going to avoid that. But we are almost complete. Okay, so we have the final part of this update, and you really get to see the vision I got going here. And this was probably the most fun section of this project so far. I mean, fun, but also tedious. I would say it was a lot harder than just rebuilding these pods over and over again, like my last one. And I still think this is like the best section. It's just the centerpiece, right? But this really puts it all together. And just let's just get into some of the details here. I wanted to add a lot of tiling and a lot of different grays and blacks and even some like silvers, because that's the primary colors of the Senate. And there's some pieces I'm missing, like a curved tiles here, and there's some slight detailing that I would like to continue, but I just didn't think of it or didn't order the parts. But moving on, we have all these little figures here. Like we got Bail Organa in one, and then we have like Senator Chuchi. We have Leia in another one, just like a random shock trooper. And I want to fill all of these out with senators and different characters. So I'd love to put in like a Mon Mothma. I have Newt Gunray right here, so it focuses. Love to put in like a Mon Mothma and plenty of other just senators that'll just really liven this thing up, and put multiples in each pods because it could fit up to 3. And if we look down here, you'll see there's 2 missing. It's because when I built all the pods, I built it in mind that I would only have 12, but I really needed 14 after I came up with the wall design. So eventually I'm going to have to fill those 2 and buy more parts to make 2 more pods. But for right now, I'm just gonna leave those 2 bottom ones empty. And see, like there's like a pathway, and I'd love to just create like a whole entire back section, but that's for another day. And then another thing that I actually got while I was working on this, and I took some time to make the video, was I actually got this Sly Moore custom minifigure. Before I had to like made my own makeshift one. So now we have the entire squad here. We got Moss Amida, we got Senator Palpatine, or Emperor Palpatine, and then we have Sly Moore. So we got all 3 of them, which makes that center podium just the perfect display now. And when it comes to future updates for this, it's gonna be a while. But my next one, I think I want to make a proper tiled flooring. It's gonna have to figure out how I want to do that though. And then on the outside of the Senate, there's these large statues that lead into the Senate. I'd love to put 2 like large statues each on each side, and then tile off or plate off these edges so you don't see them. And then one of the final goals of this project is to create the entire dome roof, and that is going to be an extremely difficult, that would be the hardest task for this project, as that's going to require a lot of stability problems I need to figure out, possibly using PVC to hide it, because I don't know if Technic can hold the entire weight of an entire roof. So we'll see how I figure that one out. That one's going to be far away. I don't even know when I'll get to that, but I'd love to do that. But overall, for what we got right now, it's looking pretty good. And I think the podium's at the perfect height so that way you can see everything behind it, everything around it. But the next part is going to be making an entire flooring accurate to the source material. And yeah, that's what I got so far. I mean, this was a fun section to build. This was a fun part to work on. And maybe eventually I'll see if I can make some pathways back here, but ooh, this part broke off. Pretend that didn't happen. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed.